Hey everyone, we're going to be doing a reading today. I apologize if I sound bronco or very congested just because I did get sick. That's what happens when I try to exercise and go into the pool like I had been wanting to. I get sick. So forgive me, be patient with me. But I have been wanting to do a reading for a while and we're going to see what Spirit has in store for us today. I am currently by like a 7 leaves in my car, so I apologize for all the background noise. Okay, quick little prayer. Say a little prayer for you. Okay, say a little prayer. And then the Glee version, of course. Okay. Let's ask our guides, spirit guides, my angels, my protectors, any and everyone who is here to guide us down the right path. Please send me and the collective any necessary messages that they need to hear today, that I need to hear today, so I can tell the message on here. I was like, what am I saying? I am divinely protected. We are divinely protected. No negative energy is allowed in this reading. Any negative energy is either sent back to sender with harm to none and for the good of all, or is completely demolished and obliterated. It will not flourish. Any negativity sent our way will never flourish, as we are divinely protected by our guides, our ancestors, any and everyone who is here to protect us, and our archangels. And I'm getting specifically Archangel Michael. So, okay. Alrighty. So, what urgent message the Spirit had for us today? So, I'm just gonna do an intuitive pull here. What is the past energy that we have been dealing with, Spirit? The past energy that we have been dealing with. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel I'm intuitively pulling. So I'm not shuffling, just pulling. Okay. The Chariot. So the past energy that we have been going through is the energy of action, the energy of taking charge, the energy of stallion, the energy of somebody who is willing to go after what they want, right? So I'm getting the sense that some of you have been wanting to go out more into the open nature, like the beach, experience the breeze, or that can be a sign or a confirmation for you. I'm getting some of you may have been wanting to travel like to the Middle East or like Egypt or somewhere where there's a lot of desert. I'm getting like very much like desert sand. So anywhere with a lot of sand, right, and heavy heat. Overall, there's a sense of maybe wanting to be very much in our energy of taking action, right? What is the current present energy that we are currently in? What is the present energy for the collective? Ten of Swords. So with the 59 here, the number 59 could be a sign, or the number 14. And then we have here 10 of Swords. We have being betrayed. So there may have been a sense of betrayal that we're experiencing. Some are hurt. However, because it is the Ten of Swords, we're in a cycle of kind of overcoming that betrayal and heartbreak and grief. I'm getting the sense that you feel like you may have been betrayed by the universe itself rather than certain people, but we can go into a little bit more of a description in that right now. Later on, sorry. But right now, I'm getting like damage to your innocence into your hope. Almost like you feel stupid for believing in such a higher faith. So what exactly happened? And once again, I have here like sandy, like desert mountains. So I feel like that's another confirmation there. But it could also be very much like feeling like you're isolated, abandoned, feeling very much like the only person you had your faith on was the universe and the energy around you. But feels like a betrayal too. So, what is the future energy that we will be currently experiencing? Okay, okay. The Five of Pentacles. So, we're still going to be feeling a little bit left behind, but I feel like there's this energy of wanting to pick ourselves back together, feeling like, despite how broken we may feel, despite how cold or abandoned we may feel, there's a sense of opportunity still surrounding us. We just kind of gotta like get ourselves back together and be able to pick up the pieces that have been damaged to us and just be like, you know what, I got myself. I feel like the current situation that we're in, it's kind of just telling us like, hey, right now is the time to trust yourself more than anything and not having to feel validated every single second in order to continue moving forward. Sometimes you have to validate yourself when there's nothing around you to confirm that validation, is what I'm getting. So the sense of like feeling like you gotta glue yourself back together and keep on strutting, keep on walking the walk, keep on moving forward. Okay, so let's get some clarity. And oh, another card slipped out. Damn, I'm not gonna be able to reach that. Okay. Ah. Oh, I got it. I got it. Ooh. The Four of Pentacles. I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, it's giving very much like grab onto the opportunities that are going to be heading your way. Maybe the future that you're wanting, the future step that you should be taking is going to lead you somewhere where where you're not really expecting. Maybe there's an opportunity somewhere that you were kind of being offered, or an opportunity that you were meant to take, that you thought you were meant to take, is actually being rerouted to another location that is the complete opposite of the environment that you were planning on going. So the reason I say that is because I have here like a city, so a desert, mountain, sandy storms and stuff like that. Hot is very different, a very complete opposite to an urban town, an urban city, like New York, you know, Chicago, just things like that. Very much like maybe the city right now is somewhere where you should be going, rather than somewhere more isolating, the mountains or the like I said, or very open spaces isn't really the place that you're meant to be right now. I'm getting the sense like community is a little important right now. So maybe wanting to go towards more of an urban populated area is probably the better option for you right now. Um, okay, cool. Let's just get some clarity that I wanted to get. Um, where is my other deck? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's get some clarity on the Chariot. What past actions were we moving towards? So, also horses and mustangs could be a sign. Clarity on the Chariot. Thank you, my guys. Ooh, we have the Eight of Swords and the Three of Pentacles. So there was a team of people, a team of coworkers, or a team of a support system that you were unable to kind of allow yourself to be a part of. So maybe you were too scared to really allow yourself to trust certain people, but maybe there was a sense of like there was an opportunity to grow with certain people, an opportunity to maybe either move to a location, like I said, that was more urban, more populated, but you chose to stay alone. You chose to stay deserted. You chose to stay abandoned. You chose to stay in that mentality. It's like there was a truth around you that involved having to connect with other people, having to rely on other people for support, for your plans, for your future, for your success, for your growth. And that meant having to literally lean on certain people in order to be able to do that. But it's almost like you felt like you couldn't trust them. So you chose to stay blind to that opportunity. Um, what is the current clarification for the Ten of Swords, my guides? Ooh, Ten of Swords again. So heavy, heavy Ten of Swords. So who are we backstabbed? We are backstabbed by a person. I'm getting a masculine energy, so either a male or a female with a very dominant or assertive energy. This person could be a Leo, or this person could be a fire sign, especially with the Ace of Wands here and the King of Wands here. So you're definitely being backstabbed. You were definitely backstabbed by someone who was supposed to offer you an opportunity, but instead it's like they decided to use you. They they chose to use you for their own personal gain. They chose to use you and pick you apart for the abilities that you can provide. But very much a sense of like you saw it as an opportunity for growth. They saw it as an opportunity for manipulation, for abuse, for taking advantage, for building their own empire and their own success, while you kind of get backstabbed and be left behind and get picked apart by the vultures surrounding you, you know? So unfortunately, this opportunity was a bit of a backstabbing situation that you unfortunately had to face. Um, okay. Can I get a little clarity on the Five of Pentacles? So that's the present energy. What is the future energy for the Five of Pentacles? Into my guides. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, we got a lot of cards. Okay, we're gonna go through it one by one. Okay, no need to be fallen. Ooh. So, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, the Devil, the Five of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Temperance. All right, we're gonna get into it. So, Five of Pentacles is the main energy for the future, feeling like I said, feeling broken, but having to pick ourselves up. How we're gonna do that is there's gonna be an opportunity for healing, an opportunity for you to really resurface out of the water. Reborn, refreshed. I'm getting like baptism. Either some of you are very religious or you're looking into getting baptized if you haven't, or rebaptized, or having to refine your faith in the current religion that you follow yourself. You know, if you don't follow it, then that's fine. Then it's probably just your spiritual energy. But the sense of like being divinely guided by being sent a divine opportunity for healing. On top of this divine healing, it's going to lead a path towards um I'm getting the sense that this opportunity is going to be offered to you. um I don't know why I'm getting like a white person, but like a person, not a person of color, put it that way. This opportunity will be given to you, and it's going to be involving going through certain obstacles, a certain path that may not seem like the environment that you want to be in, but it's actually you're going to be able to fulfill your future destination of being in the mountains, being out in the open, being out in your own little world, kind of like very hidden, very isolated, because you may enjoy your own time, you may enjoy your own space, but because of that, you're kind of struggling to kind of move forward because you're constantly not surrounding yourself with people who can get you there. And I feel like this opportunity that's coming to you is actually going to get you there. But it's going to involve having to, having to plant some seeds, having to put in some effort, having to put in some investing of your energy, of your and your time into a community of people who will open that path for you to finally be into that future of yourself, of being by yourself, of being, I don't want to say alone, but like being at peace with your solitude, you know? You're still going to have friends, you're still going to have I don't know why the state Oregon popped up. I'm getting like very much nature and hikes and mountains and waterfalls, but there's very much this sense of like um you're going to be able to enjoy your solitude and be around people who are similar in that mentality of enjoying their solitude. So you're not feeling alone. You're not feeling like a outcast. You're not feeling like weird for wanting to be alone, and you have people around you like kind of making you feel bad because you like to be in your own space. Like you're gonna be surrounded by people who share that mentality with you. So you're not alone, but you will absolutely be able to enjoy your peace when you want it. You know. However, there's addictions. There's addictions to being distracted, to desire, to lust, to being victimized that you're addicted to. There's a certain mentality that you're addicted to, and that involves constantly wanting to be a victim, vanity also, or even just like greed. So, with that being said, I guess it's important for you to fight off those instincts, those negative instincts or qualities of like allowing your comfort to be the best, not the best, sorry, allowing your comfort to overcome the necessary discipline that you need in order to push past the stagnancy that you're experiencing. So when you're so comfortable in your situation, that means there's room to grow, there's room to evolve, there's room to push and overcome, right? So we can enjoy being comfortable, but when you're not at the goal that you want to be, there's still a lot more to do. So you shouldn't be too comfortable in your comfort, if you get what I'm saying. It's like the sense of having to fight off the desire to want to rest too much, the desire to want to spend too much, the desire to want to socialize too much, spend money too much, like it's just like discipline is key in this situation, is what I'm getting. With the Three of Swords here, it's going to involve heartbreak as you go along your path of picking yourself up through these pieces, of getting it together, very much healing, just allowing yourself to push past the pain of heartbreak and grief that you're currently experiencing for whatever reason caused it, whether it was a person or a situation. It's just like if you're in pain, it's unfortunate, but it is a part of life. And because it's a part of life, how you handle it now is important and will only be a lesson for you on how to handle it in the future. Is it going to discourage you from keeping going on to your future goals, or are you going to allow it to just let it win and take over and allow it to help hold you back? Or are you gonna just sit in it, let it kind of grieve and move past you? And then as you go through it, you've overcome and now you can continue on to the path. It is important if you need to rest. If you need to, like, I don't want to say hide in, but if you need to be by yourself just to really feel your feelings, that's fine too. Just don't let it be too much. Don't let it overcome you. Don't let it be a situation of letting the grief win and control you rather than the other way around. With the Seven of Wands here, we have, I don't know why I'm getting desperation, but I'm getting more like um, resistance, like strength, very much. Uh, what was the word I was looking for? like a warrior spirit, you know? So with the Seven of Wands, like as you're moving past your grief, as you're moving past your pain, that warrior spirit within you will become stronger. It'll eventually learn to fight off things. Um, quick and fast, impulsive decisions and actions that you may be so comfortable taking will no longer be in control of you. You'll be learning to how to control those, you know, but it takes time, resistance, and discipline. So, very much like allowing yourself to feel the strength of the sun within yourself, right? Um, and with temperance here, it's going to involve balancing both your emotional and warrior side to be very comfortable in overcoming these obstacles that you may have to go through. And also patience with yourself. And I feel like you have angels surrounding you. You have angels definitely by your side. You may see a lot of pigeons or doves as a confirmation, like not just like any pigeon, but like constantly seeing pigeons a lot more than what you're used to, you know? If you like live by the beach, then obviously you're kind of surrounding them. But if you're like living somewhere where you don't, or your day to day routine doesn't involve that many pigeons or birds or doves or things like that, and all of a sudden you're just coming across them like they're flying across through your car, in front of your window because you're driving and just things like that, it'll feel right and it'll feel like a confirmation to you. Also, you're very much in the sense of patience. How do I, what was I saying? Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought. You're very much in a state of patience. Sorry. This is where you're going to have to be patient with yourself and with your feelings. It's very much a sense of like, don't rush the pain and the grief and the journey of overcoming this discomfort and this feeling of abandonment. Very much remind yourself of the true strength and the truth of the reality of your situation, you know, to really remind you to keep pushing forward. Don't allow the idea of being a victim or victimizing yourself too much to let it hold you back. It's okay to feel bad about yourself, about your situation, but it's not okay to let it take over and control how you're supposed to take further action as far as your life, you know? Are you upset that something bad happened to you and now you're feeling like, oh, well, what's the point if this is how it's going to be? And you're just constantly allowing that kind of mentality to hold you back? Or are you aware of like, oh, yeah, here's an obstacle that I had to overcome. It sucks, but I have people surrounding me. I have friends that will support me. If I don't have any, it's time for me to step out of my comfort zone and find them. Um, it's okay for me to start trusting again because I trust myself more than anything. So if something doesn't feel right, at least I know I have the true intuition within myself to really trust that. Um, Trust whether people have good intentions or not. Or do I feel like I still need to work on my trust issues? Then work on your intuition, work on meditating and grounding and allowing yourself to really feel connected with the divine source that you hold within yourself, right? So very much a sense of like you. Your inner strength is your most powerful source of resistance and resilience and strength and that warrior spirit, but it needs to be nurtured. That fire that you have within yourself needs to be, I don't want to say tamed, but it needs to be maintained, you know? Um, Moments allowing it to fizzle out completely because your grief is just overwhelming you. Um, if it does by any chance overwhelm you, make sure to light that fire again, you know? Just things like that. Just remember that you very much have that energy within yourself. Um, okay. What is the closing? What is the closing message that you have for the collective for this message, Spirit? Thank you. Oh, Six of Cups, Justice, Nine of Cups, the Lovers, and Hermit. Um, The Six of Cups tells us it's a time of remembering that joy, that inner spirit of childlike. I don't want to say childlike wisdom, but that childlike joy, that childlike desire to learn, that innocence will always be an opportunity to very much be used to your advantage. If you grew up in a home or a childhood that wasn't very, uh, um, how do I say it? It didn't allow you to experience your childhood. Think about what you did like as a child, and if you have the opportunity to do it, look into doing that now. Like the sense of like the things that you liked as a child doesn't mean that they stop being liked when you're a kid and you start growing up and all of a sudden you don't like it anymore. Like you can still like those things, you can still enjoy those ideas of adventure, of fantasy, of companionship and playfulness. It's very much a sense of like find the joy in your inner child. Find the comfort in experiencing true childlike joy where judgment isn't really an issue. Um, Innocence is basically the most powerful feeling that you're feeling of pure ecstasy. So whatever's gonna bring you that joy, whether it's drawing, watching movies, what are some fun things? Playing outside, like hanging out with friends, like things like that. Just learn to find a balance of that into your future, like, I'm sorry, into your daily self is what I meant to say. It's gonna keep you kind of at bay from being too pessimistic about life as an adult, because with everything going on, it can be very easy to fall into that idea of pessimism, of negativity. Justice here. So any negativity sent your way, any negative actions that you've had to deal with due to other people doing them against you, will be balanced. Justice will be restored. Any heartbreak or any intuitive um, attacks against you will definitely be uh, balanced and restored, and basically justice will be served to those who deserve it. With the Nine of Cups here, we have this energy of like you can always, excuse me, you can always find the joy and the happiness and the emotional fulfillment in what you have now. And if you feel like you don't have enough now, then try to find a way to remind yourself that you do have enough to keep going, enough to keep yourself satisfied. There's no need to look for constant constant sources of external satisfaction for moments of emotional satisfaction. So like what I mean by that is like shopping, like constantly buying things even though you have plenty of stuff at home. Food, constantly buying fast food when you already have food at home, things like that. Looking into what was I gonna say? Traveling and wanting to travel outside of the world and wanting to get outside of your home when there's plenty of other ways to distract yourself. Like I'm getting like scrapbooking, like photography, like painting, just things like that. Very much like things that you don't involve having to literally spend money and move away. Or I'm sorry, and travel away from your environment. Um, it's such a simple car ride to another city could be enough to really experience a whole new environment. It doesn't have to be like states away or countries away, you know? When you feel like you have the financial stability to be able to do that, go for it. If you feel like you have that opportunity to do it and it's not going to disrupt your financial stability of any kind or your future goals, then go for it. But of course, there's a sense of like doing it to help you relax or as a vacation versus splurging and constantly doing it to just get away. There's a difference in that. So I'll just leave it at that. The sense of just being wanting to be happy with what you have, satisfied with what you have. We have here the lovers and the hermit. Um, so the sense of unity of your masculinity and your femininity, the sense of unity of your assertiveness and your emotional stability, your desire to love and be loved, having to really balance the idea and the facts of like if you want to be chased you have to chase as well, if you want to be loved you have to love as well, if you want to be chosen first you have to pick yourself first, like things like that. It's very much like a balance of like to give is to receive. And I'm also getting like the magician card in my head, like as above, so below. So what you believe within yourself is very much going to be showed outside in relationships and connections. So make sure you believe in your true self. Make sure you believe in your own true happiness and your own intuition, your own hopes, your own dreams, and your own capabilities. So when other people do come surrounding you, anyone trying to doubt your abilities and your strength and your happiness, your intuition will tell you this person is not worth your time or worth keeping around. And people who will guide you and support you and constantly raise you up to that vibration of true, genuine calmness and peace. Those are people that are worth sticking around. And with the hermit here, like inner self reflection, one needs to be checked, one needs to be worked on, one needs to um, not be a priority, what needs to be a priority, just things like that. Like, look for the inner truth within yourself, shine the light inside of you, instead of like outside of the world and looking for answers everywhere but inside of yourself. So, okay, I will leave it at that. It's a long one, but like I said, I did want to get pretty into it. But overall, I hope the message resonated and take care. And I will be posting more. So just be on the lookout for more readings. Thank you.